Hello, welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. This is the show where we talk about what's happening in Jefferson City. I sometimes hear people say that there's nothing to do in Jefferson City. Well, if you know where to look, there's actually a lot of fun, family-friendly, or even adult-oriented activities for you to take part in. And we just help you kind of sift through the pile and find those hidden gems. Now, summer is officially over, school's back in session, but don't worry, fall is a very fun time here in the capital city, and October in particular is going to be a very big month. And the Jefferson City Fire Department is going to help us kick off October in high fashion. They've got a Centennial Celebration coming up. So with us here today is Captain Tim Young with the Jefferson City Fire Department. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Gloria.
Well, as I said, it's a Centennial Celebration, 100 years, but tell us a little bit about the history of the fire department and what exactly it is that you're celebrating.
Exactly. The fire department itself is actually 170 years old. However, the first fire department was formed, or the volunteer fire department was formed in 1842 after the burning of our first Capitol. And the volunteers protected the city through the Civil War into the early 1900s. On February the 5th, 1911, the state capitol again burned to the ground. It was struck by lightning, and a freak winter thunderstorm caused a fire that ultimately destroyed our second state capitol here in Jefferson City. The volunteers worked very hard that night to try and extinguish that fire, but it was more than what they could handle based on several different factors. One of the things that we actually had to do was call for help from the Sedalia Fire Department that night. And Sedalia, they put a steam-powered fire engine, a hose cart, a crew of 4, and their chief on a train, and made the run from Sedalia to Jeff City in 77 minutes. That was a record at the time, and it was the first time in Missouri we ever used what we call mutual aid. Mm-hmm. Later that summer, August 1st of 1911, the voters of Missouri approved a $3.5 million bond issue that built this magnificent capitol that we see today. It was built to be what we call fireproof. It was fireproof then, now fire-resistive construction, but built out of Missouri limestone, cut limestone. When they decided to put the capitol back here at Jefferson City, when the bond issue passed, the city made a promise to the state of Missouri that we would then modernize our fire department. So October 7th of 1912, a year later, Ordinance 1089 was signed that created a full-time city-funded fire department. And that was the beginning of our career fire department that we have today.
Well, it's an amazing history, and to know that, you know, even before we had a full-time career fire department, as you said, we had volunteers that worked a lot of big fires and really did their best. But there's obviously a lot to be said for having full-time dedicated people to handle disasters when they come up.
Absolutely, and even today we find that a city this size has to have a paid fire department, a career department. There's training issues involved, there's the call volume, there's activity that it's beyond the scope of what volunteers can handle with their time commitment. Mm-hmm. And that's the important aspect of this. The volunteers do a great job protecting the surrounding communities, but even that time commitment is stretched for these people. They have family obligations, they have church obligations, family sports, all kinds of other activities compete for that time that they would have to spend training and doing public activities, things like that, are outside the amount of call volume that they have. The call volume itself is getting to be a rather heavy load for most volunteer departments to carry. So yes, in Jeff City, we have to have that.
Well, it's kind of neat that it happened at 100 years later in October, right around the same time as when you're going to be marking the anniversary. I understand there's several activities that are planned, and I think it starts October 4th.
Correct. October the 4th is a Thursday night, And we're going to do our dinner dance. It's a gala ceremony type thing. Many of the firemen will be there with their families. Business leaders, business community, civic groups and whatnot have been invited to this. It's actually going to be a fundraiser for us for a Widows and Orphans type fund is what this goes for. That event takes place again on October the 4th at 7 o'clock at the Capitol Plaza. Tickets are on sale right now at several places, and I can talk about that here in a little bit if you like. Friday night is Friday Night in Munichburg. They're going to do a street fair between Jefferson Street and Madison Street on Dunklin. This is hosted by the Munichburg Business Association and Southside Business Association. One of the things we'll have are fire engines there for that event. And this is just a way just for people to come and relax and get ready for what's going to take place then on Saturday, October 6th. Saturday, October 6th completes 100 years of service, 100 years of full-time service to the community. And we're going to celebrate with a parade that day of fire engines from neighboring communities as well as our department. Right now we have 105 pieces of equipment from 40 different emergency service agencies throughout mid-Missouri that are going to be here for the parade. It's going to be a rather big day. The parade will start at 10 o'clock. It will start at Broadway and High Street and go east on High to Lafayette, then up the hill to Capitol Avenue and back down Capitol Avenue to the state capitol. At noon, the parade should be ending, but we'll rally around the Capitol with fire engines. They'll be parked around the Capitol, and proclamations will be read, some other awards given out to the participants, that type thing. Then we're hoping about 12:45 all it's done, so everybody can go get lunch in town and you know, kind of explore Jeff City and enjoy what Jefferson City has to offer. Three of the groups that we have involved in this are three different pipe and drum corps from three different fire departments, one from Springfield, one from the Lake area, and one from Boone County. The three different pipe and drum corps are going to meet down on High Street between Madison and Monroe about 1:30 that Saturday and do a free concert for the community of the bagpipes and drums.
Oh, that'll be
I
neat.
think that'll be a splendid thing for a Saturday afternoon in October here in Jefferson City. And it should last about an hour, and the public is invited to come and enjoy the free concert. So that's what we have going on. Sunday, October 7th. It's 100 years since the signing of Ordinance 1089. And to represent the future of what our fire department is able to provide for its citizens, we're doing a demonstration in open house at our training center on Hyde Park Road. The open house and demonstrations will take place at 1 o'clock there on Sunday, October 7th. Another thing we have going on that day too, early in the morning at 9 a.m. we have a 5K run that's also going to start at our training center and go on the Greenway and back to the training center then. Participants can sign up for that. You can contact the firemen, any of them. But I think the entry fee is $30. So if anybody's interested in running, we'd love to have the runners, and they get a free t-shirt, and if they win, they get a medal.
Well, that's
So
great. Yeah.
that's what we have going on right now.
Well, one thing I really like about the fire department is how involved your firefighters are in the community. I mean, you go to grocery stores or you go just shop around town, you see them out there a lot, and they give of their time to do things like this and put events like this on for the entire community. I mean, obviously you want to celebrate the Centennial. It's important to you as a firefighter, but it's something that the whole city can partake in.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole purpose of this Centennial is not just for the career firefighters now, but we're paying tribute to all of the firefighters that have been here before us. You know, all the way back to those first three paid firefighters that worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and got 4 hours off a week.
Wow.
And their first chief, Ed Gray, and then John Case later on. We've had firefighters through the years that have done a lot of phenomenal things to help this community, and that tribute needs to be paid back to those guys that did so much. They have brought us to where we are today. We have a thoroughly modern fire department. It's probably one of the best in the state. It's very well recognized in the state. We, every summer we have the State Summer Fire School here in Jefferson City, and departments from all around the state come here for training. We have a number of our people that serve as instructors at that school, which is a very good thing. And you have expertise now within our department for several different things. So yeah, that's what this is all about.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you're going to do several days worth of activities, and I think it's really great that you're having a festival. The festival districts, I think, have been wonderful for Jefferson City. They're bringing people out, and they're visiting Old Munichburg and downtown, and just learning more about Jefferson City, and it helps the businesses too. So I think that'll be a really great event.
Yeah, you mentioned the festival districts. One of the things that I see, I'm downtown on the ladder company out of Station 1, and we run a lot of calls. We're busy all the time down there. I like coming back of the evening or going on calls in the evening, and you go through downtown, and downtown is alive. There are people down there doing things. They're out, they're sitting at the tables, they're enjoying the evenings, you know, they're having dinner, drinking something cold to drink, whatever. But people are out doing things, and even sometimes as late as midnight, you go by, and people wave to us, and you know they're glad to see us, and us glad to see them. I mean, that's a good part of Jefferson City. Yeah. So yeah, the festival districts have really helped the city, I think, in that respect.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for coming by. If you could, one more time for our viewers, remind them where they can find tickets for the gala. I know the parade and then the festival district, that would be something people come to.
Yeah, right now the tickets are on sale. Sam Bushman at Samuel's Tuxedos has tickets, and tickets can also be purchased at our fire administration office at 320 East Miller Street, 320 Miller Street. It's in the basement of the Parks building at the corner of Monroe and Miller. That's where fire administration is. But Sam Bushman has the tickets too. So.
Yeah, and everyone knows where to find Sam.
Oh yeah, everybody knows Sam.
All right, well, I'm really looking forward to all the events. It sounds great, and of course JCTV will be there for the parade to capture everything on tape and play that for our viewers, and make sure that the fire department gets a copy too. So really looking forward to it, and thank you so much for coming down today.
Thank you, Gloria.
We'd like to also thank our viewers at home for watching JCTV. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking with some people from the Multicultural Fall Festival to tell us what else is happening in October. We'll be right back.
Diabetics, anyone over 60.
African Americans and Hispanics over 40.
We're all at risk for vision loss.
If you're in one of these risk groups,
have a dilated eye exam once a year.
Hi, welcome back to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. During the first half of the show, we were talking with Tim Young from the Jefferson City Fire Department about how they are kicking off October with their Centennial Celebration. Well, October is going to be a very busy month in Jefferson City. There's going to be a lot to do, and we're here to tell you about some of those things that you should go and check out. And one of the things that happens every fall in Jefferson City is the Multicultural Forum has a big fall festival. And we have Hank Vogt here. He's the president of the Jefferson City Multicultural Forum to talk to us about what's happening. And Hank, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Hank, for some of our viewers who may not be familiar with the forum, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do?
Sure. We provide resources to people who might need information about our community that maybe come from a different culture or need to be a liaison between organizations or groups. We also do cultural training with employers. We also offer different events throughout the year, like we do a Women's History Month film festival. We do Black History Month. We participate in the Juneteenth event. So we just do events like that around town.
And Jefferson City, I mean, is rapidly growing, and the demographics are changing, and I think there are a lot of different cultures present in the city that maybe just a few years ago there weren't.
Right, I think a lot of people aren't aware of that. I think in our school we have 21 languages spoken in our school, in our public high school, something like that. And a lot of people are just not aware of that, and it's increasing every year. So we are there to just help people live together.
Well, it's great, and I think that Jefferson City is a really great place to live, and it seems that everyone does get along and tries to help each other out. So I'm glad that your organization can be a part of kind of building bridges there. One thing you guys do every fall is you hold a festival in downtown Jefferson City, which my family always enjoys. Can you tell us a little bit about the plans this year?
Sure, it's our 11th year. We are downtown. We've been downtown. This will be our 3rd year, I think, downtown. We started out at Riverside Park, then got too big, so we moved to Memorial, and now we are downtown. The Downtown Association does assist us in our logistics and all that kind of stuff. We provide free entertainment all day. We have different groups that are local and some that come in from around the state. Dancers, singers, musicians, storytellers, all that kind of sort of thing. We also have ethnic foods that we bring in. And then we have vendor booths with information, exhibitors, arts, crafts, just you name it, we have it. We usually take 2 blocks of High Street and a block of Madison and go down to the Governor's Mansion. The Governor's Mansion also has a Harvest Fest that day where they give tours and have children's activities and whatnot. So.
Right. Well, it's on October 20th. It's just getting kind of close to the end of the month, and Halloween. And one thing I noticed that sometimes the kids will come and they'll wear their costumes. Is it kind of planned to just?
Well, I think in the past Central Bank hosted a children's costume parade. They had the Downtown Association had a fall festival downtown, and it just got too much for them with the other activities that they do now. So we were kind of a welcomed organization to come down and kind of take that over and include it with our themed festival. But yeah, Central Bank has a costume parade, and this year I think it's going to be around 11 o'clock, a little bit later in the morning, so the kids will be happier to be there, and maybe we can draw some more kids. And then I think Central Bank will also give away pumpkins.
Oh, wow. And I think that it's important to point out, I know a lot of people sometimes the economy is struggling and purse strings are getting a little tight, and this is something you guys do and you don't really charge for it.
Right, you can be there all day and not spend a penny. So that's what we try to provide. We raise money all year and get grants and gifts from local businesses to put this on. So we pay for the entertainment, and the food vendors, of course, are on their own, and the exhibitors. We do charge a minimal fee for an exhibitor just to get commitment out of them. But yeah, you can be there all day and see people make things and get freebies. And we have a children's, we have had a children's area that Lincoln University has done for us. This year, since we have the Governor's Mansion, we also have the police department downtown doing a rappelling event for the Special Olympics. They're going to have a bounce house and stuff for kids, so there's something for everyone.
Right. You've said that this is your 11th year, 3rd year downtown. What has attendance been like in the past?
The last 2 years, last year I think we saw the largest crowd ever. It was a beautiful day. We did compete with Mizzou Homecoming, so we were a little nervous about that, but it turned out to be absolutely great. The year before, we had an estimation from the Governor's Mansion of about 7,000 people. We think that last year was a few more than that. So it's hard to estimate, but at least 7,000 for the last couple of years. So
Right.
it's a pretty big event.
Yeah, especially in a city this size. I mean, that's a substantial percentage of the population.
Right, and we do have people that come from all over Central Missouri, all over the state. Last year we had a couple of people that came from out of state, some vendors that came from out of state that had heard about our festival and wanted to come and participate. So we are growing.
Right. Expectations for this year, same size crowd, or do you think you're going to get even bigger?
Well, we're not competing with Homecoming this year, so weather permitting, we're hoping for at least the same crowd, and the more the merrier. We promote pretty much everywhere we can to let people know that it's a free event, family friendly, all day.
Right. You mentioned that the police department's going to be there too, doing a rappelling event for Special Olympics, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that when you hold a festival like this that you kind of can not use other organizations, but partner with other organizations to kind of bring more people together and get more exposure for your festival and then also for the police department's event too?
Well, that's true. You know, I think that people also there are too many things to do in October. As you know, there's so many festivals every weekend, and there's homecomings and football and all that. So, yeah, the more the merrier with that too. We've got a lot of space downtown, so I was contacted by the police department and wanted to know if it would be okay to be in partnership, and I said absolutely. We've got the room and so they are going to rappel, I think, off of the Jefferson building during different times of the day, and then of course the governor's mansion is a pretty big event too. So
right. You mentioned that there is something for everyone. All age groups are represented. Is it going to be kind of the same thing where you see bounce houses and hay rides and things like that this year?
We hope to have Parks and Rec do the hay rides. We haven't had bounce houses for quite some time. We have off and on had a little petting zoo. Mm-hmm. We have the giant pumpkin. I don't know if you've seen it downtown, but the kids go up and the pumpkin talks to it. It's as big as one of the buildings downtown.
Right.
But then R. Donnelly has always done some children's things for us. Mm-hmm. We have the entertainment we have some geared towards kids. We have some that are just ethnic, artistic entertainment that anybody should enjoy, and of course the food. So. We do have something for everyone. I think that we have the bookmobile. The library has always participated, and sometimes the fire department, if they're available, they will bring a truck down and let kids view that and participate in their activities. Mm-hmm. Last year we had some little a dog training show that the kids really liked. So, like I said, there is something for everyone.
If someone's wanting to find out more about the forum and how the organization works and maybe how they can get involved, what can they do to learn more?
The best place to contact us probably is Facebook right now. We do have a page on Facebook. We also have a website which has our festival information. They can download applications to be a vendor, applications to be a food vendor, and then just information about our festival. And that's www.jcmcf.net. We do have a mailing address, which I can't recall right now, but that's pretty much the easiest way to get a hold of us. And we're always looking for volunteers, we're looking for exhibitors, we're just looking for people to be involved and to partner with people to host events throughout town that kind of fall within what our mission is.
Mm-hmm. Right now, is it a fairly large organization that you have, or?
It's not. We do get a lot of volunteers for the bigger events that we do. Mm-hmm. People have been very great in Jefferson City in helping us out, but our core forum board is about 7 members, and we pretty much put the festival on, but we do have a lot of volunteers. The police department does a great job, and the Parks and Rec does a great job, and Downtown Association, everyone pulling together, I think, puts on a successful event.
Well, it's something definitely to be proud of, that a board of 7 people can put together an event of this scope, because I've been every year, and it's big, and there's a lot to do, and big turnout too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Hank, thank you so much for joining us today. If you could, just one more time, remind people when and where they should go.
The festival is October 20th, downtown. It's from 10 to 3. Our times have changed. It used to be 9 to 3 or something like that, but we decided to start a little bit later. 10 to 3, downtown on High Street and Madison. You can get information off of our Facebook page or email us or go to our website, www.jcmcf.net.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see you in October.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank our viewers at home for watching JCTV. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more great JCTV programming coming your way. Thanks again for watching.